This story is fictional and is made for entertainment purposes only. The following content may contain disturbing imagery. Watch at your own risk. You have been warned.
Hello, this is Creepy Stories, and I'm here with another story for you. As an alien body, aggressively and purposefully, a small group cuts through the ancient green sea on an unending journey. The target of the now reduced squad to 12 is Makajoka, the legendary monolith of one of the last untouched golden cities, as they hope. A handful of gold is capable of changing any man's life, allowing them to step onto the comfortable path of destiny. It's not the boots and machetes, but the strong, determined desires that cut a path through the jungle into our realm. A sober outsider can see that a larger number of individuals can help achieve even the grandest dreams, but the dark interplay of instincts brings out the qualities in humans that equate them with the animal kingdom. It's not just the remaining difficult path, but the initial group of 15 gradually decreases. Of course, one could accuse the jungle and its hungry predators, but the true killer here is the growing suspicion and panic. This disease has no teeth, but its ever-growing appetite thirsts insatiably for human flesh. In this game, the weak perish, and their unmarked graves are eventually covered by winding vines, a suffocating noose trap. The agreed-upon plans and human dialogues have been replaced by tormenting sleeplessness and the poisonous epidemic of scrutinizing glances. It's strange, yet deeply true, that those who are already in the afterlife are more human than those two-legged beasts who are still alive. They cross rivers and drown anyone in their way. Amidst the angry mosquitoes hunting for corpses, they feast on blood until finally, 5 reach their destination. They didn't have to pay a great price for the truly magnificent sight, just their humanity. The stepped, glowing pyramid dominating the city center towers far above the trees. The base of the structure consists of enormous, immovable carved granite blocks, perfectly fitted together, a tribute to the superiority of its creators. But the same perfection characterizes the smaller buildings, streets, and statues symbolizing unknown animals encased in gold. The inscriptions and writings in a secret language tell a greater story than the city itself, a greater story than the primitive jungle surrounding the city. Yet even the inhabitants of this magnificent city have become ghosts. Perhaps as a warning, or perhaps they left behind this giant golden eye as a deadly curse, luring like a sea siren. The survivors, captivated by the marvelous, incomprehensible sight, scattered like marbles crazily rolling apart. They only want everything for themselves, every experience, every sight, and every wealth. They cry, laugh, and laugh loudly, and the deserted streets and walls respond in ominous echoes. One of them carves emerald eyes from the soft gold statues with his rusty, still bloody knife. He had the opportunity to practice the stealthy movements at least twice in the jungle. His pockets filled to the brim with a collection of green, blue, and white gemstones playing in various shades. Even the lives of 6 men would be insufficient to spend the wealth acquired from them, yet despite everything, he goes into a particularly ornate room. A relatively small room, 4 by 4 meters in size, with its polished blue walls adorned with unknown writing, but thoroughly deciphered in all its functions. Human-looking, yet alien-like, large-eyed, closed-mouthed, beautifully crafted statue heads watch the men. In the center of the room stands a life-size diorama of a feathered serpent, in whose mouth a never-before-seen-sized red diamond occupies a prominent place. The ignorant tries to acquire this forbidden treasure as well. Foolish blasphemy activates the ancient modern trap system hidden behind the walls. From the open mouths of the statues watching the stranger, small, white-eyed sand silently fills the room, enveloping everything from ankles to knees, and even the hips. In the loose material, there would still be a chance to escape, but the stranger is unable to let go of the massive, rare treasure despite the coming suffocating death. Neither his body nor his screams break through the white, loose surface. Another unfortunate explorer's fate. As incredible as it is, it happened just as quickly. He stepped into a room whose roof structure consisted of shining crystals. The bare walls have no beautiful motifs or decorations, only a little black ash is chased by the weak wind on the floor. To an untrained eye, this room is completely empty and unusable. But at noon, the sun hits the crystal roof at such an angle that the massive energy stored in them is released, covering the entire room in a burning light. Nothing remained of the explorer but a little ash, which the wind scattered over time. Finally, 3 longtime friends try to conquer the central Great Pyramid. They boldly enter through the gateless entrance, decorated with scale-like motifs on its sides. Even in the Great Hall, they found countless quantities and valuable treasures, but they believe that the truly unimaginable wealth is hidden in the heart of the structure. After a little exploration, they find a square hole hidden in the darkness. By throwing a torch forward, the second secret level, 6-7 meters away, becomes clearly visible. 2 escape plans emerge for the friendly group. There is probably a natural exit from the room, or they will help each other climb out loaded with fabulous treasures. Despite the uncertain future, all 3 descend into the deep darkness, where they indeed find the oasis made of gold. Only coins, bars, and blocks, resembling the pure light of the sun, rest peacefully in infinite quantities. There's even the raw, unprocessed form. So finely ground, it's the size of tiny dust particles that float in the air. If a brave soul decides to taste the food of the gods, they literally become one with the treasure. After celebrating themselves thoroughly, the 3 friends, disregarding fatigue, each fill 3 sacks, but lacking the desired easy way out, they are forced to climb the steep wall they came from. The 2 older men knew that their younger companion could climb the wall without help, so he was always at the bottom of the human ladder. They easily broke free and even brought the loot to the surface intact. 9 filled sacks were piled up like a caring bird mother's eggs, but they couldn't admire the sight peacefully because they were already heading for the next batch. The exhausting, intense work resulted in pile double the size of the previous one. Now they carefully examined the stack and felt its sweet warmth, its tempting call. Their end was coming and all 3 knew, even if they didn't say it out loud, that this would be the last dive. One of the older men slipped, which the other thought was an attack against him. After that, they only tried to kill each other in self-defense, and where sharp knives appeared, the blurry eyes quickly widen. One received a fatal stab to the chest, while the other to the back, but only one of them survived his old friend's desperate death rattle. The youngest still had enough energy to climb the ever higher wall, but he thought that if he came down from there, he shouldn't go empty-handed. He only wanted to put away a few beautiful coins, but he still saw something truly mesmerizing. After stuffing his pockets full and filling 2 more sacks, and when there was no room left even for a precious coin, he crawled to the gold dust, grabbed deeply, and greedily tasted the fine grains. He tried to appease his ever-growing hunger with coins. A larger, uncut piece almost got stuck in his throat, but he managed to swallow it, even though he hurt himself from his mouth to his stomach. He could barely stand up from the pain and the torturous burden, not to mention climbing the wall. Gathering all his remaining strength and experience, he tried to reach the top. He managed to grab the edge for a second, thinking he had won, but fate, with its great power, finally let go of his hand and shattered his dreams. The young man fell for a long time, but eventually the darkness embraced him harshly. His legs shattered, and he felt something seriously wrong in his abdomen. It took hours, but eventually he crawled into the gold room. All those beautiful treasures were truly his now, as long as he lived. If you liked the video, don't forget to like and subscribe. It means a lot to us. Thanks for watching, and watch your back.